Katt Williams is all the talk of the town right now, and I wanted to break down Katt Williams versus Kevin Hart when we look at them from a branding essence. And this is really more for you in understanding that when you're in the same industry, but you have different purposes, different reasons, different branding identities in the same industry. Now, we're using this based off of their genetic profile, which is the Gene Keys profile, and the part that is at the very top of your profile. This is considered your sun energy. So we're basically Gene Keys and astrology natal chart brand identifying these two, okay? But we're going to use the Gene Keys archetypes, all right? Now, I do have another formula that I added onto this, which is the rose line. That's why I came up with the gangster father as the brand essence for Katt Williams versus Kevin Hart, which is the liberating black knight, okay? But ultimately, when we look at it just from Gene Keys astrology, Katt Williams is the father archetype and Kevin Hart is the liberator. So let's look at Katt Williams first. So we can do branding from various aspects in the chart. It's not just one. You can do it from the moon, from the sun, from where Taurus is in your chart, from where 10th house is in your chart. That's a disclaimer, but we're focusing specifically on the sun because we're combining astrology with Gene Keys, and the Gene Keys brand is the sun, okay? So Katt Williams has 9 degrees. His Virgo sun is 9 degrees 16, okay? And this actually brings us right into Gene Key 40. How do you know that? Because on the right side of the chart, you'll see that Gene Key 40 or Gate 40 is 5 degrees Virgo to 11 degrees Virgo. So Katt Williams' sun sits right within this gate. Okay, and this is the archetype of the father. So this is how you break down your own branding. Who is it that you're here to bring solutions to in the same industry as someone else? Now you don't have to compare yourself to someone, you just have to know your own formula. Okay, so Katt Williams being the archetype of the father actually is helping people who have victim of fatigue, of contemptuousness and acquiescence. His shadow is exhaustion, but his gift, his activation role is resolve. His higher octane, or what they call the city, is divine will. And you'll see that he's a part of the channel of community. So Katt Williams has a lot to do with connecting to the entire family unit, the community, right? And he has the resolutions. He has what we need, what the community needs. You'll see that his programming partner is Gene Key 37, which is the mother. So he truly is the archetype of what the community is looking for when it comes to this kind of leadership fathering role. And when he's in his gift and activation of resolution, which is his life's work and his genetic branding, he's going to do what he came to do. He's going to come and bring resolutions. Okay, so let's look at the difference between him versus Kevin Hart. Now we have Kevin Hart. He actually has the sun in Cancer. This is putting him right in Gene Key 39, which is the archetype of the liberator. So his sun is at 13 degrees Cancer. And so the Gene Key 39 is actually a very sensual Gene Key gate. It's connected to the adrenals. It's also part of the channel of romance. Okay, now, so when we're looking at Kevin versus Katt, this is not really about who's right, who's wrong. It's about branding and how you position yourself in your industry. And so Kevin Hart actually has a lot more romantic, sensual, sexual energy in his branding versus Katt Williams, which is more of the resolve. And you know, Katt Williams, the father, it does have connection to touch, you know, and family and tenderness with his programming partner. But Kevin Hart actually is way more provocative, right? And you'll see that the shadow is provocation. And we can actually see from maybe the current events that Kevin Hart is more than likely in the shadow of provocation. In order to really climb to his own branding greatness, he has to activate the gift of dynamism and bring himself into the highest state of liberation. But you'll see that here he's here to help bring solutions to the victims of people's moods, people who feel trapped and who feel provocative. And while this may not be useful in the war between Katt Williams versus Kevin Hart right now, I think it's really important to see how you can have two different brands in one industry, understanding what your role is versus another. So if Kevin Hart tried to be someone who's a resolution based person, right? According to this entire situation, it would not serve him because it's not his strength, it's not his brand essence. His brand essence is to bring dynamism, is to liberate himself, is to be the liberating black knight. When I combine these formulas, it's really about him, finding who he's here to save, who he's here to connect with romantically, who he's here to liberate. And that would be the way that he could bring himself out of a situation. And so understanding that your brand is bringing a solution to people, you can look at your shadow and the victim states to see what state of being these people are in that you're bringing them a solution to, right? And that's a very big difference between like you being personable and just being liked by everybody. It's not that. When you're dealing with your business acumen, you're dealing with your life's work, your brand, you are going into the fire, you're going towards the problems and bringing a solution. But you can't really fulfill your brand if you're stuck in your shadow. So that is the case for Kevin Hart right now. It's the place that he has to pull himself out of. You see that the Gene Key 39's programming partner is struggle. If he stays in the shadow and doesn't choose to activate dynamism and perseverance, he'll be struggling as well, right? So this is less about these two and more about you learning your own genetic breakdown, in which you can do that through the Gene Keys course on genekeys.com. You can also check out my introductory course, which I've created on the Gene Keys with my own style of interpreting it in Udemy, or you can email me and you can get your own branding essence reading. Okay, so thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.